Thanks for considering RedList, and I'm just going to take you through a brief overview of how RedList can be used in a mining application. To do this, I'm going to log into a mining demo account. One of the first things you'll find is the left-hand navigation is easy to navigate. Um, from here, you can actually look at the quick view. This allows you to draw from any number of aerial views. For instance, this is an aerial view of a map of a particular mine. Because it's a simplistic overview, but you could click on these pulsing dots are indicative of something that's beyond its maintenance window. So if I were to, for instance, click on this dot, you could see that here is a haul truck that has some maintenance items that are past due. So in this case, maybe the hydraulic system or the differential breathers, things like that that need to be worked on. From here, you can also see that there's oil samples or data sensor analysis that we can store in the platform. We have a number of different uh, aerial maps that you can get, or maps of pieces of equipment. In your case, for instance, it might be that there's a series of equipment, mobile equipment that are relative to the equipment mining that you're doing underground, and your continuous miners, or some of the shuttle cars, or things like that. Beyond that, we also have what we call the production engine, and this is where think of this as the productivity or the profit center of your organization. The reliability engine is kind of shown here. This is where you kind of try to keep more dollars in the company by having good maintenance practices for your equipment. We also have the ability to digitize any of your pre-operation checklist forms, or forms that are regulatory in nature, or things that you might want to keep records of that you're currently doing on paper. We have a great time tracking capability for general timekeeping and also task timekeeping. We have a whole series of reports that we can generate as well, and I'll kind of take you through these really quickly. So the production, this is where you can look at your queues. If you look at the day that's in question, I just have like bore extend operations to continue to build out your trunk lines or your main lines, and you can see that the equipment that's involved in that. If I go to the production's calendar view, this is where you can actually look at, it looks like for this particular day, for instance, we have call for 9 miners, and we have a list of miners here in this example, and you simply drag those assignments onto the miner to assign them for those particular roles. This way, if you need, let's say you need 9 shuttle car operators, you can find out if in fact you have enough people to assign those out to. We also have the ability to assign the assets. So for instance, if we have, these are the shuttle cars, and we know that we have jobs that are happening this particular day, you can actually assign the pieces of equipment out as well. So for instance, Jeff Rhodes is going to be assigned to shuttle car 1. Bowman Mitchell will be assigned to shuttle car 2. There's ways that you can make sure that all your assets are utilized in an effective and meaningful way. We also have, you can see across the top, if I know you only have like a 1 feeder breaker, but you could actually assign that out as well. This is just to make sure that all your humans and your assets are well deployed. From a reliability perspective, this is where we handle work order management. You can see here that we have a couple of items in here that are past due. This is kind of a demo account, but you can, for instance, you can see a track bar and mobile gear is supposed to be applicated. Mobile gear grease oil is supposed to be added to this particular piece of equipment. You might have, like in this case, you can see that this is a haul truck 2,000 hour PM route, and it's 77 days past due. But these items, once you actually complete the item, you just hit done. It tags the day that you did it. You can specify the equipment hours. So maybe there's 20,000 hours on this piece of equipment. How long did it take you to complete the task? and then if there was any parts that were involved, and then add comments and basically sign and complete the task. So you can see a progress bar advancing as I go through the task to do the PM on that haul truck. Um, those work orders are very easily completed. We also have the ability from a forms perspective to submit forms on inspections. And for instance, this loader bucket inspection, if I go to submit this inspection, you can see I can select the particular unit that I'm going to do the inspection on. If there's a work order number, you can fill that in. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3. And then it goes through a series of questions. Good. Let's say that there's the teeth need to be a repair. So I could say missing teeth, need weld. So anyway, so that's basically on the inspection process, how that works. You can sign off on this and submit these, and operators can be made to actually do these as part of their work processes as well. You can see that I actually receive a text message for that, and that's because I'm the person assigned to that job. So for instance, if I go to look at the these are my text messages. Normally the maintenance personnel will get these particular tasks assigned to them. But if I go back, it also will pop into my email. So this is the, if I go look at this inspection, and here's actually a copy of that inspection, I could see what passed and what failed. Um, so we can set it up so that messaging can happen by email or text message or both. Timekeeping is pretty self-explanatory. We use a lot of our customers will use RedList platform as a timekeeping mechanism for their employees. And that the delineation is we have both billable time and for some of our customers and general payroll time as well. And we can keep track of both. Finally, on reports, we do have some kind of general canned reports that are available to you for you, but the reality is we would build these reports based on your particular requirements. So we have, this is, for instance, reliability on work orders. You can see we use a tool called Power BI to build these. It's a very powerful reporting mechanism. All of these items, you're able to drill down into particulars about each item if you were to click on them. And we can build time slices or equipment slicing based on genre of equipment, anything you might need to build really meaningful reports and dashboards for the health of your company. The admin section is fairly self-explanatory. This is essentially where you load all your assets and your humans. Even vendors can be loaded. We do have a fairly easy to use import mechanism that you can load your groups from and your assets from a CSV files. Ultimately, RedList has an implementation team that will help you get all set up and oriented in the right direction and do all the training for your users so that it becomes a very turnkey operation for you.